seconds as this game, set, match, the shot, the denial, it goes all the way in overtime!
Yeah, you played Balsamar. So Hunter went out.
Oh, well, yeah, I had something. I had to.
Sage? No way!
We do love all the players, even the ones we shit talk. We love you all. We love you all.
Look at Briar in there. In deep, Rain Boss has arrived. They're taking up all the damage. You can flew your...
We're winning the whole thing this year. Mark my words. EVU, Ohio, Purdue, Northwest, hey, every single one of you, get ready. Get locked in.
Why? Those don't go in. It goes off the sidebar.
So tiring and stressful, but no, I had so much fun. We met a lot of really great teams. And then fun as a team together.
Unified welcomes you to the following presentation of the Midwest Esports Conference. Here at the MEC, we partner with schools all over the Midwest to create premier gaming experiences. Welcome to the MEC. Enjoy the show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to week one of the Midwest Esports Conference CVAL group. I'm super excited to be here. My name's Mac Dewey. Joining me in the booth for our first live stream of the 2025 season is my main man, Yanni. And man, coming off of a crazy 2024 season, multiple MEC teams making it to top 16. I mean, the hype is through the roof for these teams. How are you feeling about week number one?
Let me tell you, man, I love Collegiate League of Legends. Collegiate League of Legends is great. Getting out to events, meeting the players, seeing how they interact with each other in a LAN setting. I've had been fortunate enough to be able to do that in 2024 and a little bit in 2023, and it really just grows my love for the scene. And one thing that I really enjoy that we get to do here is spotlight a particular conference, because you know all of these teams deserve some spotlight on them, and the CVAL scene is woefully missing a lot of matches that occur in the regular season, but not here at the MEC, as we've got a pretty nice matchup between the Drury University Panthers and Briar University Chargers, two teams that finished in the 5th, 6th spot last year here in the MEC playoffs.
Yeah, and taking a look for just a brief moment here, Yanni, the MEC fam has gotten just a little bit bigger over the past year. We are welcoming some new schools to the MEC squad. I think particularly competing in our CVAL division is Ohio State University and Columbia College. So a warm welcome to all the new MEC members joining the division from us here on the stream. But Yanni, as you mentioned just a little bit before, our streamed match for week number one, the Drury Panthers taking on Briar, two teams that I've had the privilege of watching evolve over the past few years. A lot of these teams in the MEC we're able to watch grow over time. We have an extended season, which is one of my favorite kind of formats within CVAL, is being able to watch the teams. I feel like in some of the major divisions, you have the Swiss format where teams go and play a bunch of teams all across the United States and Canada. And it's super cool. I love all the teams participating in CVAL, but what makes me so excited to come back and watch the MEC compete is that we get these marquee rivalries and matchups that we get to watch over time really come to life. The Drury and Briar teams are, I think, some of the fan favorites, the definite, I think, kind of dark horse candidates classically, and some of the underdogs. But Briarcliff's got a new coach, Drury's got some new players coming in, and so that's got me really hype for our first match this week.
Couldn't agree more, Mac. And one thing I want to mention is We also got to shout out the University of Kansas, as they are in the MEC, specifically for League of Legends.
Oh, hell yeah.
This year. So, yeah, don't forget about them. But yeah, that is 3 new teams joining the MEC CVAL conference, which should be pretty interesting. I want to talk about that a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
The Ohio State University coming through, and their mid laner Five Fire was a player that was once lauded at the amateur level in North
Mm-hmm.
American League of Legends. I don't know too much about the University of Kansas's league team, but I do know the University of Kansas, those Jayhawks, pretty good at basketball from what I hear. And then, of course, Columbia College, who will be joining, and once upon a time were a second-place finisher in CLAW all the way back in 2018. So, a bit of a legacy program coming through there. But yeah, I'm glad that you touched upon that. We have, a couple of teams that came in
Mm-hmm.
to the Collegiate League of Legends here as some underdogs, and that were able to, at least make a little bit of waves and qualify for the CLAW Championship last year. So big proud of them. But I also like that you mentioned the difference in the brackets between
Yeah.
here in the MEC compared to the core 4, I guess we'll call it, CLAW, in terms of north, south, west, and east. Because if you go 0-3, you're done. You get 3 losses in your Swiss season, you're over. You get 3 losses here, like, you can still make playoffs, go on a run, and then if you finish number 1 at the end of the playoffs, doesn't matter that you started 0-3, you'll be heading to the Collegiate League of Legends Championship. We'll see if either of these teams are able to do that here tonight. Drury has already opened with a loss. They are currently 0-1. They had a match against Columbia College slated for the 4th week of the year, I think, or the 4th week of this season, but they elected to take that out early. They took a 0-1 or an 0-2 loss there, so they are now 0-1. Briar, it's their first shot at things, and we're heading into the draft here, Mac, with Drury on the blue side, Briar on the red side, and already seeing first pick Mel come through, which is a champion that has had certainly a pretty good lane presence.
For sure. And kind of on that note, Yanni, with what you're talking about with the overall structure, one of the things for me that I think kind of comes into play for the mindset of the teams and the coaches supporting these squads. This is week 1 for Drury, kind of week 2. You still got an extended season over time, right? So this can be an opportunity to work on the fundamentals. The spring semester is really just getting kicked into gear. The students are just getting used to their class schedule. If someone's got 8 a.m. classes, someone's just getting used to waking up at 8 a.m. again, right? So I feel like there is a little bit of that adjustment period and sort of grace period, right? Where teams can kind of figure out what works for them, what doesn't. This is a new League of Legends season. There's a bunch of craziness happening there as Noxus takes over the Rift. So it will be just kind of really fun to see here. And already some of these Noxus champions are coming through, have made a big splash in the meta. Ambessa being hovered right now. And that's going to be locked in. Oxy in the top lane for Briar was so fun to watch. Played a lot of Darius last season. And I think Ambessa is just perfect for Oxy to come in and start off the new season, right, with an aggressive champion like this.
Yeah, over on the Drury side, Silverwind is going to have a tough assignment trying to keep down Oxy. As into the second half of bans, we're seeing a couple of meta champions getting taken out. Your Ash of Varus are both going to be banned away. As I like what Briarcliff's put together, I've had the opportunity to cast a lot of League of Legends to start this year, especially at a very high level. And this Briarcliff composition is something reminiscent that I would expect to see in like the LPL as an example. An aggressive bot lane pairing with and Ambessa getting picked for the top lane. We're on the other side, Drury. I mean, Mel hasn't really been seen at the pro level yet. Rel has been picked a lot, but Tom Kench and Rel on the same team. I mean, this means that this Tom Kench is likely to be headed to the top lane. I wonder if they're really going to be able to slow down Oxy, because they are going to be the big carry, especially with what Briarcliff is showing so far. Something with a little bit of power in the jungle, but also can be very supportive. That Wukong getting locked in, that should go over to Mike.
And to that note, Yanni, you're talking about the high level drafting coming from Briarcliff. They've got their new coach. Jack's getting subbed. All love to Jack, but he said, "Hey, you can have free reign of the League of Legends team. Guide them how you kind of see fit." So this is kind of the new coach debut for Briarcliff. Talking with Raymond before the game, he was really excited. And yeah, kind of like I mentioned before, this game was a chance for them to work on the fundamentals. They've got Purdue Northwest later on. I think it's currently slotted as the Wednesday matchup. So this is a time to make sure, Yanni, hey, we've got to make sure that we've got everything squared away before we take on some of the big dogs. So I'm curious to see how that will play into their matchup against Drury as the rest of the draft finishes up here. Maybe getting a mage style bot lane. Drury, I know Fat Cat likes to run a bunch of crazy stuff in the bot lane, but it looks pretty standard. Kaisa Rel, ADC pairing, like you were saying. Tom Kench likely headed up into the top lane. Give Silverwing a tank. Let's not make this more complicated than it needs to be, right? We'll keep things simple. And the super strong Diana gets locked in here. Is Yanni, is this going to be a Corki in the bot lane, or is there some funky bot lane situation coming through here?
No, this will definitely be a Corki in the bot lane.
Okay.
I don't think we'll see anything different. He's a great flex pick right now. It's nice to see that Corki has really come back to the bot lane a little bit when he was pretty much exclusively a mid laner in the last couple of seasons, and even to start this year, it's been a pretty relative even split. Got to see Shogo over the weekend pilot a Corki in the bottom lane and have a great time as well. But the one thing that I like about Drury is they are playing to their strengths with this draft, going with the Kindred in the jungle. I believe Quick Slice is going to be playing in the jungle. He's typically their top laner. He'll be stepping in as they've had a bit of roster swaps that need to come through. So, listen, if you're going to put your new top laner on a tank to get them acclimated, you're going to go with double tanks in the Tom Kench and the Rel. You're going to need some firepower coming out from the jungle. And there are champions that will allow you to do that, and Kindred is certainly one of them. Here's the issue, though.
Walk me through it.
This Drury squad wants to fight a little bit with the Kaisa, with the Kindred. This Briar Cliff squad is like, okay, sure, let's fight, because they've got Wukong ultimate, they've got Diana ultimate, they've got Leona ultimate, and they have plenty of power behind all of their champions. I want to watch this in mid lane a lot, Mac Dewey. We're going to need to see Yoda in the mid lane try to keep Camera down in the ranged versus melee matchup.
Camera, one of those, I think, kind of rising MEC stars. I think last year was his first season. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but I'm pretty sure Camera made his debut last year for Briarcliff and was off to a really hot start. I think he's definitely one of the players that stood out. Him and Mike, this Wukong Diana combo. Yanni, you're already thinking like team fights, the two ultimates are going to be crazy together, but even over, or like kind of in addition to that, just the synergy between those two, I'm expecting big plays out of this Mike and Camera combo. I'm really excited to see it. Thinking a little bit about the new season, I feel like, Yanni, this is one of the more drastic new season updates to hit League in quite a while. I think the most recent one, mythic items were big in that sort of rework of the whole item situation. But now we have a new neutral objective coming in. Baron timer gets put back. You have tier 3 boot upgrades if you complete the feats of strength here. Just from what you've seen, how do you expect that might impact some of our MEC matches here?
So I think that the feats of strength really rewards teams that have a decent idea of how to move around the map and are really, really good with their hands, that are good mechanical players. And the reason for that is because you essentially, Riot Games, what they've done here is they've given you a railroad to play the game on. And they say, hey, you see these 3 things up here? You guys should try to play for these. You should try to play for first turret. You should try to be the first one to get 3 neutral objectives. And you should try to be the first one to get 3 kills, right? So now, all these players that have really, really good hands, but very, very small brains. Not saying that we have any of them here in this game, but some of them, like myself,
just hypothetically,
you know what? This might be a good idea. Maybe we should do this. So now you're giving the players with less mind for the game, a little bit of a leg up, so that's going to help them. And that these teams that are really reliant on being absolute tacticians that maybe aren't the greatest when it comes to their mechanical skill, where they're going to lose some of that tactician's edge, and they're going to have to regain it from setting traps for teams when they're in disadvantageous positions. Now, the big thing everybody's talking about is Otacon. Now, the good news is Otacon, I think that at a collegiate level,
Yeah.
it's going to be a pretty even split between if we're going to see Ruinous Otacon, which is the one that gives you the bonuses from killing the bigger neutrals, like the epic neutrals, and giving you more gold on kills. It's going to be seen more than Voracious Otacon. Voracious being the one when there's very little action in the game that gives you the GA, right? Because the higher you go in terms of player skill and team skill for collegiate, we're talking like the top 8 collegiate teams, the slower some of these early games tend to be, and that's when you might see some of that false life buff come out. But the lower you go, this is where I think you'll see more aggression happen and the ruinous buff come through. So I'm curious to see what we see from these teams. Are they going to be the slow-paced ones and get the false life buff, or are they going to be just at each other's throats, attacking each other like it's a solo queue game and spawning that ruinous Otacon?
If I know my MEC squads, Yanni, I feel like I say it at least once a week where there is some early game chaos going on, and we are just watching the players go at each other. So I think you're right on the money with that, where the kill totals get high pretty quick. There's maybe like a mid-game dip where everyone kind of catches their breath, is like, okay, can we stop kind of throwing and losing some of these fights? Let's kind of get a game plan going. Where are we at in the railroad track? You know, where can we kind of go from there? So it'll be fun to watch, though. Like you say, one of those big objectives, first to 3 kills. One of the maybe easier ones to pick up, because hey, you don't have to go through a turret. The epic objectives, the epic neutral monsters are going to be spawning in. You'll have these windows, but hey, first 1 to 3 kills, that might be a minute or 2 within the game, and a lot of these teams might be like, hey, we could get to that pretty easily. So it'd be fun to watch to see kind of how they prioritize that. Kind of circling back, high level view from the new season changes, maybe looking at these compositions, a little bit closer. I know, Yanni, you said before, mid lane is going to be the matchup to watch. Cammer versus Yoda. How is Mike going to impact the lane? How is Quick Slice going to do in the jungle? That's, really fun matchups overall. I'm really excited that we get this for our first week. Another matchup that I want to look at here, we've got a lot of early game on the side of Drury. Kaisa Rel is going to be fun to watch going into the Leona Corki. A new ADC comes in for Briar to join Raymond in that bot lane.
Yeah, and what's going to be interesting is how is the Briar bot lane going to be able to survive the onslaught of Yuno and Fat Cat, right? When you see Rel Kaisa, this is a pair that can dive you. Now, I don't think you're going to see the Kindred perform any 3-man dives with this Drury bot lane, but I'm more concerned as if the Briarcliff bot lane can unlock Raymond to be able to roam around on this Leona and buddy up with this Wukong. Because if you can buddy up with this Wukong and you can invade Quick Slice, this is a great way to set him behind. Kindred is a champion that really needs 4 marks to get going, and the issue is if you can set the Kindred behind, they're relatively useless.
Well, with that, we'll see how it rolls out here. Summoners, welcome to the Noxus Rift here in 2025. Yanni, we have 2 teams trying to scope out the red side jungle. Each is going in and trying to do some investigative work. Wards being placed down. Everyone's running around pretty even overall, right? Everyone's going to kind of have that vision, though. It looks like pings are going on the map. I think both teams are kind of aware of what the other did in the fog of war. Though it covers a lot of mistakes, Yanni, still players at this level, they're able to use that old college-level deductive reasoning as the teams head out onto the map. And away we go! The start of the 2025 CVAL season here in the MEC. Let's get into it.
One thing that I really like about the warding here is that I wasn't sure if either of these teams we were quite at the level of potential lane swaps, but it turns out we are. And I think this is really, really good for the side of Briarcliff. I think it's very positive for them to lane swap, send their bot lane top, so that their Ambessa can just have a good time in this 1v1 against the Tom Kench. Ambessa is one of those champions that you want to lane swap against to try and make sure that she's going to be out of the game. So without that, I mean, Briarcliff should be full speed ahead.
And like you said before, mid lane, Yoda does have the range advantage, but Cammer, mechanically super strong. He's going to be fun to watch. Both junglers on the same side of the map. Quick Slice, it looks like, going for maybe an early invade. Things might get a little interesting here. Mike in
the HP for this.
a little bit of trouble.
Mike has red buff too.
Hammer's making the early roam. This is what I'm talking about. The synergy between these two guys is going to lead into first blood as Briarcliff starts their season off right.
And this is where the mid lane comes into play. Quick Slice invades without Yoda having priority. So I like that Quick Slice said, you know what, I want to get ahead of this, but guess what? The Wukong's got red buff. He's going to have that combat advantage over you, and Cameron was able to shove the lane so he gets there first. And that looked really cool. I didn't know that's how that ability worked.
with Mel blocking the
yeah, it just goes in a giant circle.
And round we go.
Oh,
and now
no.
Mike gives Quick Slice a taste of his own medicine. Welcome to the Jungle starts playing by Guns N' Roses as Mike is taking advantage of the early lead. And Quick Slice, you just gotta leave. You gotta head back up. Kindred knows where the wolves are at for sure. Unfortunately, we look on the mini-map. Kindred's first mark is on the bottom side of the map as the bot laners in the top lane do a bunch of trading back and forth, but Quick Slice, a tough start, turns out a little bit worse for wear as Mike gets a really big early CS lead and is off to the races here. Briarcliff just about 1,000 gold ahead here to start things off.
Yeah, and Quick Slice is going to need to figure out a way to make an impact. It's either going to have to be mid lane with Camera pushing up into a ranged matchup, or it's going to have to be top lane. We talked about the ability of Yuno and Fat Cat to be able to dive if they want to, and that looks like it's where the pings are going, so we'll try to make a play here.
Fat Cat gets the stun, looking for the engage. Quick Slice and Yuno trying to lay on the damage. Boozinger Raymond goes down, but here comes a whole lot of damage. Quick Slice survives, comes away with the double kill. Cameron now coming up, Mike as well. The mid-jungle duo continues to look for blood. Yoda's going to try to get on out of dodge. Mike's red buff, not enough to slow down the Drury mid laner. He's got to be careful with his pathing, though. Here's Cameron looking for some more damage. And Yanni, this is how you take advantage of the melee ranged matchup. Yoda, now with no health potions, is in a really awkward spot. He pops the health potions just to recall here. Tough situation here. He already burned teleport. I think he's going to lose some of this mid minion wave as well.
What a call by the Drury jungler to say, hey, we have an opportunity to go top because Mike is going to be busy clearing the bottom side of his map. And he was, which means he was slow to the play. By the time the play is over, he's only sitting in the top river to try to be like, all right, well, I guess I can't help here. As Quick Slice, a great way to get himself back in the game. Briarcliff bot lane was not prepared for that, and it's crazy that both of them lose their lives, especially with Corky having both summoners up. Now Briarcliff will take this opportunity to start up the dragon on the bottom side. You see Quick Slice is in the area, but only just to clear some jungle camps and try to make up some of that CS.
thinking about the feats of strength a little bit, Drury, with that play on the top side of the map, right, they're going to put themselves right back in the conversation of how this early game is going and who's coming out on top. They even out the goal deficit. We've got ourselves a game here to start off the new season, Yanni. Very exciting. Briarcliff do put themselves up ahead in the neutral objective category. Just need 2 more. I believe Void Grubs are in there as well, so there is an opportunity
You must
to
secure all 3 though in order to get 1 set.
Oh, T. Okay, so, but it is an opportunity there for Briarcliff. Mike and Cammer may be looking for another roam. Yuno and Fat Cat are pushed up quite ahead here. No teleport, they gotta be careful. Are they gonna see the roam? Fat Cat, he looks like he's in trouble. The stun comes through, he's gonna try to ride on out of here, but the ultimate is available for Cammer. He's trying to look for the opportunity, Yanni. Oh, but he can't quite get it.
Oh, it's alright, he'll wait, because Drury's gonna have to go back in.
Oh, there it is. Call it a 2-for-1 special. Yuno and Fat Cat go down. They overextended. They thought the opportunity might be there. And here's another neutral objective for Briarcliff.
Bam, 1 feet down there for Briarcliff, and well on their way to getting a second pair of feats. And it's really tough for Drury because you take a look at their composition, right? The sieging power is really out of Quick Slice and Yuno. You don't have a split pusher, right? So you're like, okay, if we're gonna have to take advantage of these grubs, it's gonna have to be through siege. And now your siege gets that much harder because your 2 range champions aren't super ranged. You would have really liked the extra damage on these turrets. You're not gonna get.
Brutal for Drury. Quick Slice has got to be careful. Level 6 comes through for Mike, and he just might look for his fight. Fat Cat, though, the bot lane advantage is there. They stopped Shizomoto's back. The new Briarcliff ADC. Got a lot of Tears of the Goddess, Yanni. Makes me think we're in for a little bit of a slower mid-game, but I think that does, at the very least, present an opportunity for Cammer, who's getting some really strong items early on. A lot of move speed for the Diana. Already he showcased the playmaking potential of him and Mike moving out of the mid lane, outmaneuvering the nimble Panthers in the jungle. Well, look, bot, Quick Slice got to be careful. It's total control for Raymond and Mike here. The Drury Panther jungle is no longer safe.
I mean, it really never was, right? You've got the timings here before the Wukong. Wukong's on his Sheen spike. On the other side, Quick Slice hasn't really spiked quite yet. But you know there's always going to be roaming potential, right? We saw the Leona group up because the Tommy Kent just solo. Leave him alone. Now Mike is going in on Quick Slice.
This is the double whammy. No ultimate needed. Just Mike putting them in the Cyclone. And already Briarcliff, Yanni, they're looking to lane swap things back. They're doing the Uno reverse card here. Oxy's come up to the top lane to match up against Fat Cat and Uno.
Yeah, and you know what? While sometimes you don't want to put invest in the 2v1, this is a situation where you can afford to do so. Your mid jungle is so strong right now, and you're deciding, hey, you know what? Let's get our Corky involved. They already have a kill. Let's get them some plates here. Because Cameron and Yoda are going at it, but Cameron's on the wrong side of the tracks.
Level 8, Raymond's coming in for backup, potential 2v2, but the bot lane of Drury is roamed down, giving them a huge numbers advantage, Yanni. Camera's in trouble as Yuno looks. Is he feeling it? A huge stun comes through. Yuno goes under tower. He's in trouble. Camera with the outplay. He's on a rampage. Briarcliff dominating the early game as here comes Killer Mike. Can he find any more kills? There's a lot of range. Quite a bit of disengage. Drury Panthers, they're walking the tightrope here in the middle of the map, and unfortunately, Yuno goes down. Hammer, 4-0-1 start to the game. He's playing fantastic.
I don't know why Yuno waited until Camera was under the turret. He already tagged him with the W, so he could have went in at any time. I guess he was just afraid of the Leona there, and then decided, oh, Leona went in. This means Diana is completely exposed. Guess what? You are completely exposed. You are now under the tower against a 3-0-1 at that point in time, Diana. You're not going to win that ever.
Meanwhile, back in, you know, we were thinking, is it gonna be a bloody game, Yanni? Are there gonna be a lot of kills, or is this gonna be slow? I think our predictions were right on the money here. We've got an action-packed early game here, as usual. In the MEC par for the course, unfortunately, and Fat Cat unable to get a kill on Oxy in the top lane, but here comes Hex Flash. Raymond over the wall, doesn't have backup, but he's gonna look for the kill here. Oxy teleported back. Fat Cat goes down.
Really nice TP play from Briar, and this is something that we talked about. Is this Leona going to be able to roam and link up in this place? We saw it happen in the jungle for the secure for Mike to be able to get that second red buff. We see it up here in the top lane to go help out your Mbessa, and Yuno's dead.
The ultimate comes out from Oxy. Quick slice.
Oh no.
There is no respite for the Wicked up in the top lane. Quick slice has to go back, but he might be next on the menu. Fat Cat's got to be careful as well. Big numbers advantage. Raymond is quite low on mana, so we'll see if that plays a factor into his aggression, but Oxy's still here, feeling really comfortable, and Briarcliff popping off, having themselves a game. They're going to be going for the Void Grubs once again. Has respawned, but look at the damage Oxy's dishing out. Quick Slice goes down. You blink and you might have missed it. And Briarcliff, man, what an early game. They extend their gold lead to 3,000.
Yeah, this is a drubbing at this point in time. Briarcliff has been firing on all cylinders since the start. He had that one really nice play out of Quick Slice in his bottom lane to win the 3v2 up top. But outside of that, it's just been all Briarcliff. They're winning pretty much everywhere. CS leads, kill leads. Take a look at the gold. I mean, it's 1,500 in the mid lane. It's 1,300 in the top lane. Somehow, some way, Quick Slice is up gold. There's 2 kills that are really doing it, but it's really not that big of a deal.
We're fine. Everything's fine. The little dog in the burning room, right, Yanni? Exactly. Oh, don't look.
It's not fine.
It's really not fine. Fat Cat looking to avenge his ADC. Gets the shutdown onto Oxy there. Fat Cat, it's all about the little wins in this one. Briarcliff, I believe they have successfully gotten the feats of strength. They haven't gotten a tower, but
yeah, they got it on the second set of gloves pretty easily.
So they've I think won the early game so far. Drury now going to be playing from behind. It's a Cloud Soul for game number 1 of the new season. Quick Slice is going to get stunned in his own jungle. He's going to take the explosive cone on out of there, but slowly but surely, and really quickly but surely, the map seems to shrink if you're on the side of the Panthers. Raymond, bloodthirsty in this one. He's just looking for Zenith Blade after Zenith Blade in. And, yeah, Briarcliff, hey man, Yanni, I don't think you could have asked for a better start to the season.
No, not without a doubt, Mac. And it's really difficult for Drury because they just don't have a way to protect Quick Slice's jungle. Quick Slice, as you remember, that has more gold than his counterpart, and now has the lowest CS in the game just because there's nowhere to go. You're losing your bottom side. Your jungler that needs resources is getting starved out because your lanes don't have any way of doing anything. I mean, Yoda is just sitting here farming, hasn't been able to make an impact. Your bottom lane has had a disastrous time. Is so far behind themselves. I mean, level 8 to the level 10 of the Corki on the other side is a little bit of fighting up top.
Here we go, Raymond once again coming through. Let's see if Quick Slice with his ultimate, can he make an impact? Everybody lives today in the Lamb's Respite as Oxy goes down. Yuno's going to be dancing around Raymond as the 3v2 is successful. Briarcliff get a little something going for them on the top side of the map. This kind of tandem of Fat Cat, and Quick Slice has been working pretty well. They've been catching Briarcliff off guard. They're going to have to continue to do that to turn this game around. As we know, hammered on this Diana. Look at how much damage is being dished out. Silverwit's supposed to be the tank, Yanni.
Yeah. There's nothing to tank. You know, the birthday boy Cameron, 4-0-1, having a great time. Happy birthday to you, by the way, Cameron. And what I'm sure he'd like for his birthday is a Briar Cliff victory. As you know, despite the fact that you know, Drury was able to get those 2 kills in that top lane, they didn't get anything else. Right? And now, you know, the good news for Drury is that Briar Cliff wasn't able to actually take advantage either. Right? They didn't get a turret. Weren't able to get objective. There wasn't anything up, but this 3rd dragon already is up, and Briar Cliff's jungler Mike is sprinting to it.
And they might just be looking for another team fight. As you mentioned before, Shizzo on the Corki, completed item. He's got a lot of cooldown. He's ready to go. Level 11, level 2 ultimate, ready to go. Those big one rockets are going to be packing a little bit of an extra punch. Oxy with teleport available. He's totally fine, Yanni. Just split pushing on the other side of the map as Briarcliff is just dancing, you know, carrot stick Drury around this dragon. They're going to look for the objective, but really Briarcliff might be able to just take this fight. Here we go. Buckle up. Let the fight begin. Fat Cat, a big engage, but Mike finds the back line. So does Oxy. Yuno goes down. Hammer's gonna take out Quick Slice. Yoda is the last to fall. Fat Cat somehow gets out of the fight. I lost track of Rel running around. 4 members of the Drury Panthers go down. Mike somehow ends up with the dragon. Briarcliff secure the objective. They dominate the fight, and they continue taking care of business here in game 1.
It's such a tough fight, Mac. I mean, Silverwind is missing most of his health bar. Camera just back, so you have to just go for it. But Quick Slice, his ultimate wasn't available. That Lamb's Respite is not there, and you need that against a Wukong, Diana, and Bessa-like team. I think the one thing that really showed me that Drury was just afraid to go in is, once again, Yuno had tagged the Corki with the Leona standing next to him in a spot where Camera was still in the bot lane and Bessa was still split pushing, and Mike was actually near that bottom tri-brush, like right behind the pit. And so he's so far, and then you saw that's how the fight started. Drury started chasing the bot lane of Briarcliff, and they couldn't catch him. They need to be assertive on the trigger pulls there and just go for it, and they're not.
That's going to be the kryptonite as Briarcliff maybe extends this game out of arm's reach. Yanni, it's a 7,000 gold lead before the 20-minute mark. And this game's just for the taking, right? Baron does get pushed back. We see in the top right, it's going to be spawning at 25 minutes. But they might not need to suit up in purple to close this one out, but you know, naturally in 6 minutes, I don't think Briarcliff's going to be ending the game by any means. But what is likely to we'll see. Don't quote me on that one, but I'm thinking they might want the Cloud Soul to help things out a little bit as well. That I think is going to be the next fight in 3 minutes. Here we go. Silver wins. Is he going to stay alive? There's the Quick Slice ultimate. It's a whole lot of damage coming out, though. Mike is just absolutely crushing blow on the Drury Panther squad. It's a double kill against the top jungle duo. We know who reigns supreme on the top side of the map. Oxy and Mike, level 13 and 12, putting in the work. And hey, at this point, Yanni, if they keep getting picks like that, they might not need more than 5 minutes, which I think is what you were thinking.
What did I tell you, Mac? And, you know, listen, Mike did a great job there of hiding himself. I like the bait attempt there to try and win the 2v1. But the issue is Quick Slice allowed Silverwind to just get a little too low. Wasn't really in position to help out, you know, because Silverwind was already chunked out so hard. So, yeah, you have the ult immediately. But that play was never going to work because Mike was around the corner. They just had no idea. And, you know, Drury, they have to at least try to do something here. You know, now they're down almost 10K. They don't really have late game scaling, Mac. I don't see this happening. They're going to need a miracle in order to come back against Briarcliff. They're already in position for Ruinous Otacon. So, no GA buffs here.
No, I think it was Voracious that spawned. Somehow. I have no idea.
Voracious is the, isn't Voracious the gray one? Am I crazy?
We might be crazy, but there is a fight
I might be
going on.
confusing
Raven's going down. Picks up the first kill of the fight, but Cammer comes through. This is the Cammer birthday game as he gets a double. Oxy unfortunately steals it. He's not going to be able to make it a triple, but man, oh man, the Diana bursts onto the scene and absolutely demolishes the fight here. And they're going to go up
Voracious.
to... I know, right? I saw it on it like popped up on the screen as Voracious. I was like, really? That's crazy.
So the pop-up that comes up is the same no matter what. But the Voracious one's the red one and the Ruinous one is the green.
Okay. Well, there we go. So they do get the GA buffs, which
somehow,
is crazy.
some way.
just when Drury's like, okay, guys, this game just can't get any worse. Here comes Voracious Otacon. Oh goodness. We'll see. Drury down just about 10,000 gold as the Cloud Soul appears. And this might be just the cherry on top of this one here. Briarcliff looking to collect that next objective.
Yeah, it's not too much more to say, Mac. The nail has already been in the coffin. They are now desecrating the coffin. I'm interested to see how Briarcliff is going to play with this false life buff. It feels like whenever you have this false life buff, you lose 20 IQ points and you start inting.
Well, here's Raymond hoping to do his best to not... He does have the pick on to Silverwind. The Cloud Soul, look, dude, Raymond's just schmoving on them. I am unsettled how quickly Leona is moving as a 2v1 begins in the top lane. This is peak Oxy, if I dare say. Now he's just going to try to pull off the 1v3. Quick Slice does have his ultimate available, but it does come at a price. There is the false life coming through, and he's just going to get sent back to base. Yep, that's how it works. Fair enough.
That's such a nice play, though, because they saw Drury sieging the top side.
Yep.
So they decide, okay, we're going to get the pick here in the bot lane. We're going to teleport up top, win the 2v1, and then Quick Slice has to come up. The numbers are not advantaged for Drury in the base. They lose the bottom inhibitor. They're going to lose the middle inhibitor now, too. Really well done here by Briarcliff, specifically by Oxy, to just pull 4 members worth of attention on that play.
Huge, and here comes the subsequent fight. Fat Cat trying to make some magic happen, but the only magic is in Mike as he's pulling off the fight here. Camera looking for the engage. A huge ultimate comes through. It's his birthday! Yanni is, oh my goodness, he goes legendary. The Diana Wukong Wombo combo leads into the ace for Briarcliff. There's that sub 25-minute victory that Yanni had predicted. He had a feeling they wouldn't need to get that purple suit on. The purple suede shoes, not necessary. They can stay in the closet. Briarcliff gets the victory in this best of 3. They go to match point.
Yeah, that was a drubbing there, and I want to give really big ups to Briarcliff there. I think that I played that game incredibly well. And it really started in the early game, right? Quick Slice getting set behind because of his invade, his hubris. I thought that was a questionable invade at best. And then it turned out to go really poorly for him, right? While he was able to go and get 2 kills up in the top lane, and they made that really nice play, what did you lose for it? You lost your entire bottom quadrant twice. That cannot happen on
Doesn't feel good.
Kindred. You only got kills, but you're not able to get that CS. It's not so. While he did get the kills, he didn't get everything else to widen that gold lead. That gold lead was only what, 500-600. It was literally just the value of those 2 kills. He wasn't actually able to get anything more off of it. That's what you need to be able to do with kill gold, is to be able to get more. And it was just a situation that was a little ill-advised. I respect the aggressiveness. Maybe you're thinking, hey, we might be a little bit outclassed. I need to do something crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know if blue buff Kindred versus red buff Wukong is the one to get it done. If it's red buff, it's a different story entirely. I think Kindred can definitely win that, but it's tough. And then, of course, he didn't have the push in mid lane, and that's really how the game started on a bit of a sour note for the side of Drury. But they do have an opportunity to bounce back. It's a best of 3 after all.
Best of 3. That's what I'm here for, man. The mid-jungle duo for Briar shined bright here in their first game of the season. Mike and Cameron, man, oh man, Yanni, they're just picking off right where they left off from 2024, starting off 2025 just right. And you know what is just right? Alex's Lemonade Stand, a huge sponsor of the MEC. We want to take a warm moment to shout them out. Alex Lemonade Stand Foundation emerged from the front yard of 4-year-old Alexandra Alex Scott, who is fighting cancer and wanted to raise money to find cures for all children with cancer. By the time Alex passed away at 8, since then she had raised $1 million, and since then the foundation bearing her name has evolved into a worldwide fundraising movement and the largest independent childhood cancer charity in the U.S. ALSF, the acronym for the group, is a leader in funding pediatric research projects across the globe and providing programs to families affected by childhood cancer. For more information, visit alexlemonade.org. A really warm shout out to them for sponsoring. We hope to share that love as well. Hope to send the MEC fam over there to support what they're doing. It's really beautiful. Well, Yanni, that is it for game number 1. We've got a second one in the queue. Don't click out of that browser. Game number 2 of Briar versus the Drury Panthers coming up right after our short break.
Second question then, of your teammates, who do you think is your luckiest teammate? Who gets away with just the craziest stuff?
I gotta say,
there's no way.
I think it has to be my mid laner, because he usually gets camped every game. He usually gets ganked like 7 to 8 times early game. He goes on side lane, gets ganked, ends up trading 1 for 2, or one for one, whatever.
Yeah.
Like he usually isn't such an explosive player, I'll put it that way. But like every once in a while, he gets away with some obscene things.
Yeah, and but I mean, we say that to him, and he's like, "Nah, skill."
Yes,
skill
of course.
Skill
He would say that.
Yeah, no,
We know the truth.
He's like, I might be the unluckiest player.
In draft, he certainly is.
Oh, really?
We sacrifice him quite a bit, unfortunately, and he complains about it, vehemently. He doesn't like playing Galio.
Oh,
we make him do it.
Heard. All right. Well, Doinby did it. You know
exactly. If Doinby can do it, he can do it.
Yeah, Faker. I mean, he had some decent games on Galio.
Decent. Yeah, acceptable. Worlds was a little more exciting because of him playing Galio.
Perhaps. I mean, the ankle weights. No. All right. Well, good luck in your games. I appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you
very much.
On you.
I'm Matt Carter, and I play mid lane for Drury University.
Awesome. Nice to meet you, Matt. The first question I have, if you could instantly master any skill in or out of game right now, what would it be?
In game, it would probably be perfect farming.
Okay, yeah. Mini Chovy over here. Yeah.
And out of game, I don't really know.
Yeah? Nothing, no like hobby or skill or...
computer science, so I can pass my classes easier.
Heard. Absolute perfect programmer. Just so that your procrastination, doesn't take so long. Yeah. Oh no, I get it. And then second question then, of your teammates, who do you consider to be the luckiest teammate on your team? Who just gets away with something you're like, nah, that's not fair?
My jungler.
Oh, really? Why?
Yeah.
What's going on?
I don't know. He just has a way of getting away with everything.
Just the worst timing on his invades, but it still plays out.
Yeah.
It just happened to be where they had no health, no mana. They stayed way too long for no reason. He just gets a kill for free.
Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds about right. Anybody who's particularly unlucky, who can't catch a break?
I don't think there's anyone like that.
Well, I mean, they get to play with you, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, good luck in your games. I appreciate it. Have a good one. All right. On you.
Here, Jack Morkey, Briarcliff Esports, head coach of Esports, I guess.
Yeah. Perfect. Awesome. Well, good to meet you. And first question, you have a chance to have perfect and instant mastery of any skill of your choosing, whether it's in-game, related, or completely out of game and unrelated, what skill are you picking up?
Does this have to be like a literal skill, or it could be like a mental skill?
Oh, no, I'll take the mental. I go abstract.
The power to not have ADHD. There we go.
Just
if I could just
brain?
focus,
Yeah.
normal brainwave movements, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, there's so many times you just go throughout the day and, like,
Feel
there's
it.
30 things to do. I want to do, like,
Just
10 different
perfect
things.
focus.
Like, no, like, I just want to be perfect focus. Go on there, you know, because you overthink everything. You yap too much. And it's like the guys on the teams, if you talk with me for more than, like, 20, 30 seconds and the conversation hasn't ended, you're getting cutscened. If you want to get cutscene, hit that skip button. Start off by, you know.
Yeah.
It's like they get so mad.
so-
They get so mad. And it happens like in Harrison, a couple of our Overwatch guys. Every single time they'd be done with their like scrims, whatever at night, like 10 at night.
Yep.
They wouldn't leave the arena, even though they wanted to leave at 10 when I closed it and locked the door. They probably got back to the dorm by like 11 because I'm just sitting there and talking like about the last match or whatever. It's like, oh,
Yeah. Well, now with perfect focus, it's just, I mean, everything. Just boom, done.
Oh, yeah,
Got it.
yeah,
Cut
yeah.
and dry, boom.
I mean, like,
Out of there.
I've hit GM with ADHD.
Dude.
So without ADHD, could I be a challenge?
Ankle weights,
You know?
ankle weights hit
Ankle
the
weights
floor.
off, yeah.
Dang. All right. Secondly, of your team members, who do you consider the absolute luckiest? Who is like lobbing up the worst shot, but it still goes in, and you're like, I want to be mad.
As a support player, we get a lot of ridicule. I'll say Raymond.
Oh.
Because when you're just playing the game and doing your thing,
Yeah.
if the gank bot lane didn't go well, that's support's fault. Miss a
Yeah.
skill shot had nothing to do with the jungler missing their EQ flash combo on Jarvan. Like, Rakan, what are you doing? I mean, like, so Raymond's lucky or something, right? Because he doesn't miss his skull shots. He plays well. I mean, he talks about how he doesn't want to play League. But I know he cares the most about the game. So it's like, he's just like, Jack, have you found a new support yet? Like, I just want to be like a student coach or something.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
He just sounds like a normal League of Legends player. Hates the game, but loves the
He loves it. He
loves
loves
the
it.
game.
I know, like, he's probably the most
what I mean?
competitive person we have on the League team.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Nah,
Like,
that
he
makes
will-
sense.
He will say otherwise.
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense. Who's the unluckiest? Who can't catch a break?
Ines.
Yep.
For being French.
Yep. I wasn't gonna say it, but it's we all knew.
It's for those of you that do end up watching this, it is a joke within the program. Even though he's not from France, he's actually from Northern Africa.
Yep.
I think it was like families from there, born in Canada.
Yeah,
like,
it's
in
the
Montreal,
Canadian
right?
connection.
So he has that like French speaking because he's from Montreal.
Yep.
But like everybody on the team, just like anything bad happens, Ines' fault, and it's because he's French.
He's French. Yeah.
It's like
Yep.
what? Like what?
Yep. Cannon dies just due to random aggro because the
French.
melee minion like dodged out. The French.
Yeah,
No, that-
I mean, like, it just means.
That's
but
so
I mean,
good.
like, he gets a lot of jokes around, but I mean, he rolls with it.
Oh
so,
no,
like,
he seems like a good glue guy for that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, good luck.
Yeah.
Got an awesome team. I appreciate it. Thanks.
Yeah, have fun.
Yeah. All right, on you.
I am Cameron Dobbs. My name is Cameron, KAMMR. I play League for Briarcliff University in the mid lane.
Awesome. Perfect. So first question, if you could master any skill other than speaking, in or out of game, instantly, right now, what would it be? What skill are you picking up?
Why not speaking?
Oh, well, I mean,
What?
because you're already perfect. Remember whenever I said perfect? But it was like not true, but like it can be.
Yeah, okay, so like
So
a different
outside-
thing.
Yeah,
a different thing,
Considering you're already there.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You know, I've always wanted to be like a good chef, like just like a perfect chef.
That might be the most popular answer.
Really?
Today. I'm not joking. It's crazy.
It's just really like applicable. Like you just
people gotta eat.
It's just good all the time. Yeah. It's whenever would it be bad?
Yeah. What's your first like dish? What are you cooking?
Oh man, so like just like a good ass steak. Just a steak.
Yeah. You got a favorite cut? You like anything in particular?
Not necessarily. Usually T-bone's just like pretty good.
The A5 Wagyu T-bone.
Oh, just a Wagyu in general?
Yeah,
that's just like,
might as well. Look, you're the best
I'm not
chef in the world.
Yeah,
Why draw the line?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. All right. Second question, of your teammates, who do you think is the luckiest on your team? Who just gets away with stuff and you're like, don't, but and it works out and you're like, I want to be mad.
Oh. I just have to say Mike, like every single time. His brain just doesn't work in some scenarios. His hands just do everything. I say, Mike, this is terrible. What are you doing? And he's like, sorry, I killed everybody. You know?
That is so good.
The hands just do the magic, and he's just like, yeah, I knew that was happening.
And then unluckiest, anybody who just can't get away with anything like that? Always ends up being the focal point for the opponent.
It has to be. I mean, it's an S most of the time. He's just being put on like the tanks, and then he's getting dove over and over. And then when he plays bad, it looks even worse.
Yo, but the peaks are so high. You get like 3v1'd and you come out with 2 kills.
I've never seen him do that.
Oh.
So, ever.
Yeah. Well, it's coming. It's on the way.
He survived for like 4 minutes, and
that's a long
that's
time.
pretty good.
That's a long time in league.
Still died. So.
Well, yeah.
So he's still playing.
Unlucky.
Yeah, unlucky. Exactly.
Unlucky. All right, well, good luck in your games. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, y'all are amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
On you.
All right. Hi, I'm Mike. I jungle for BCU, Briar University. I'm a freshman. Those are the only 2 things I had to say, right?
Yeah, you're all good.
Perfect.
Yeah, perfect.
Nice.
Well, first question.
Yes, sir.
You have the opportunity to master instantly any skill, whether it's in-game or completely unrelated out of the game. What skill are you picking up?
I want to be the best Overwatch player in the world. Honestly, I want to be better than all of the Overwatch players at my school. I hate them. I hate their game. I would love to just be better than them.
Okay.
You know,
yeah.
like I played a couple games.
To mentor them, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if they want to idolize me, they can go for it. But I'm not trying to teach them nothing. You know, they pick up what they pick up, but it's behind
They're more
me.
than welcome to VOD review my plays.
Absolutely.
But yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, what a service-minded answer.
Yeah.
You're
You
just
know, it helps out my school too. You know. We can
yeah,
always
well,
use
of
the
course.
better.
That's why you do it. Then second, who on your team is the luckiest? Who do you consider the luckiest player on your team?
So I don't think any of us are lucky because there's only 4 of us.
True.
Like I would consider any of them to be really lucky to be playing with me, but
yeah.
I think Raymond's the luckiest.
Yeah.
I would say.
Out of anybody.
Yeah, I think Raymond, he lives the best life out of all of us. He's got a girlfriend that he loves to death. He's got a stable job. He's great at League of Legends. Like those are all luck-based things.
It is.
None of those are things that you work towards or accomplish. Yeah.
You can't take like personal credit. It's just a situational.
Yeah, it's just how it is.
Yeah.
Could have been any of us.
All right, who's the unluckiest?
Unluckiest would be me.
Yeah,
yes,
of course.
I'm an incredibly
You have to
unlucky
play
person.
with these guys. So.
No, well, I have to play with 4 other players regardless. It doesn't really matter who it is.
It's a team game.
These guys are great.
Yeah, it's a team game.
I love playing with them, but I am the unluckiest out of the boys.
Yeah.
I'd go with me.
Well, I would love to give you good luck. Unfortunately, not in my power, but it sounds like y'all are pretty confident to overcome no matter the luck.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think, the day that we get the 5th piece of Exodia, we're missing the left leg.
The left leg.
As soon as we get the left leg of Exodia,
that's the thing.
We're going to be a great, we're 2-1 here, and our 5th player is the Overwatch coach that's an Emerald player that doesn't play the game.
People sleep on the left leg, though.
Yeah, I mean, he needed to walk and whatnot, but, it's difficult to stand with
That's what I'm saying.
One leg.
That's what I'm saying. No Exodia is coming up looking like a pogo stick, right? Like, you need both legs on that.
Yeah. So the day that we get a 5th piece that's on par with us, these bums here.
You heard it here.
Yeah.
By spring, you got
if you guys are watching this interview, you cannot do anything with us the day that we get a 5th. We've been 4v5 last semester, this semester. We got 3rd place the last land, 4v5.
Yeah.
We beat ONU. We embarrassed every team that was supposed to be at our level. We dropped games to Grandview and Purdue. Big whoop.
Yep.
The day that we have our 5th, we're on par with them or even just above them.
Come spring, 5th piece comes in. It's the Infinity Stone dropped in on the gauntlet.
Absolutely.
Boom, done.
Yeah.
All right, well, good luck.
All right,
Can't wait to see the domination.
Appreciate you. Good luck, guys.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our continuing coverage of week number 1 here in the MEC CVAL division. We're starting off the 2025 season right with Mac Dewey and Yanni in the casting booth. We're getting geared up and ready to go for game number 2 of our streamed matchup between Briar and the Drury Panthers. And game number 1, textbook Briar, Yanni, Mike, and Cameron going to work, taking care of business, earning that scholarship, man. As we hop into draft for game number 2, Drury has got to come up with some answers for how to handle that mid-jungle duo.
Yeah, Briar looking to get revenge for last year. These teams met just once in the Swiss. They did not meet in the playoffs. It was bounced out in the second round. And Drury won the head-to-head. So this is two teams that they've been neck and neck with where they finished in the season, right? Last season, Drury finished 3-4 in the regular season. Briar finished 2-5 just behind them. So they're literally one spot difference. So they're trying to see who's going to assert dominance this season, Mac, as a lot of the bands are the same from the last game so far. We'll see what Drury wants to put together here. I again love the aggressiveness out of Quick Slice, but I think you just need to play a champion that, if they're set behind, can provide a little bit more to the team and doesn't need all of these resources.
Yeah, like you were saying with how Briar was able to sort of manage the early game, it was actually pretty easy for them to snuff out any sort of potential for Quick Slice to get any sort of snowball going. And as we wrap up the bands, the first round of bands, Mike being targeted, his signature Lee Sin taken off of the board, as well as the Wukong from the last game. And Briarcliff just kind of hoping to take away some of the meta options, Skarner, Victor, Smolder off of the board. Now, Drury going for Mel first pick. Drury did get side selection. They wanted to stick with blue, and clearly they're valuing this Mel pick really, really highly for Yoda. And it kind of makes me a little bit nervous, Yanni. I'll say it, because Cameron dominated the mid lane pressure and was really able to outmaneuver Yoda on the Mel. Corky, Leona seems like two totally reasonable options based on the game Raymond had on Leona. It's
the salty run back, Mac. I really don't understand this Mel pick. I mean, I understand that the champion is pretty good in the laning phase, but you were the ranged into the melee. You weren't able to exude any pressure in that lane. So, if that's what you're picking for, it's just not going to work. We're going to see Tom Kench go up into the top lane again. Listen, if you're going to try and pull something like this off, if Briarcliff picks a carry top laner, you must make sure that you are getting on the positive side of the lane swap if you're Drury. If you're not getting on the positive side of the lane swap, it's not going to work. This composition is not going to be able to come together and make things happen. And, if you want to send Mel somewhere else too, maybe not just in the mid lane, but you want to get a little fancy with it, I'm all for it. I like the adaptation of taking the Varus before you get to the second half of the bands. I think that's a really excellent pickup. And we're going to see, once again, this Ambessa get locked in. So, it's going to be a second time we're going to see an 80 carry that doesn't have a ton of mobility potentially get focused by this Ambessa. But I like the utility that's going to come out of the Drury 80 carry this time around.
And not only the Ambessa, but the Leona as well. Raymond was just finding engage after engage. I wonder if you're Drury at this point, do you still ban away the Diana? I know the Wukong's already been taken off the board. But for me, at this point, Cameron's Diana was absolutely terrifying. I wouldn't want to see it. The trend, though, for the time being, let's take away a bunch of jungle options from both Mike and Quick Slice. So we'll see how the cookie crumbles at the end of the day. It looks like as the second phase of bans comes to a close, Yanni, Briarcliff might just be waiting for maybe, I mean, they know Mel is going mid. Is there any chance Mel ends up going support? I guess I'm curious if Briarcliff is going to save this red 5 for a sort of counter pick for the mid lane. Ideally, I feel like you do want to save red 5 for some sort of counter pick, but it looks like they're just going to go ahead and try to get what they kind of see as a strong jungle pick in Jin Zhao, who excels in the early game. Vi is pretty solid as well, and it looks like that's going to be the pick.
Yeah, that'll be the Vi, so going to be able to target out this Varus and whatever other carry Drury's going to opt to play. When you are seeing Mel, Tom, Kench, you're going to need at least one more carry on this team, and it's, likely not going to come out of the support role, so it's going to be big for Quick Slice to see what he's going to pick. He already got banned out in the second half. If I'm Drury, I'd love to pick, something like a Poppy is really fantastic here. We're going to be able to shut down this Leona from engaging, this Ambessa from moving around, and the Vi outside of the ultimate as well. Plus, you might be able to get some incidental value if you hop on top of this Corki. So that's a really nice pick to come through. And now if I'm Drury, I just need a pick that's going to tie the room together, something that gives you at least a little bit of engage, because your engage is really slim. It's a Varus ultimate, and Pantheon is perfect for what they want to do. You're going to get this nice little pick engage, a nice little pick comp they've put together here, a strong early game champion on top of it. That is a really strong pick for Drury. They're not playing particularly a, quote, meta composition, but it's really, really well done. Now, for Briar Cliff, if they lock in this Aurora, it's one of the more common pairings with Vi right now. It is really, really good. But they're going to go with Xerath instead, which, I guess we're just going for lane dominance here.
Oh, my
I think we're for-funning it in the mid lane here, but listen, it's going to be his birthday tomorrow, so I guess they're just letting him play whatever the hell he wants to play.
Somebody get Hyper on the phone. Every time Xerath gets locked in, Hyper goes crazy. Shout out old Hypertension. I believe Cameron has played this before. I think this is one of his kind of niche little pocket picks, from back in the day, with simpler times, right, Yanni? back when there weren't so many options for each lane, right? Xerath, the classic from way back when's been reworked a handful of times. Cameron, I think it's going to be really fun watching him pilot this. Interesting into the Mel. It feels like she has a lot. She's going to be able to bounce back, which will be kind of interesting to see, how Cameron sort of plays around that. It's one of those classic abilities similar to like Yasuo Windwall or something, one of those kind of negation effects that, you're going to have to try. It's kind of like chess, right, Yanni? You got to get in their head a little bit.
Yeah, you gotta make them
figure out
blink
when they're
first,
going to use it.
And then once they blink first, then you're full speed ahead. So taking a look at what this game plan should really be, Drury is going to have a big advantage in the jungle, levels 1 through 5. And then once you get to level 6, it's okay. Vi is able to make these picks happen a little bit more, whereas Pantheon ult is slightly telegraphed. So we're going to need to see Quick Slice in this jungle link up with his Poppy in order to make plays. They are going to need to come around and make the CC happen. Now the issue is this Varus is going to be kind of stuck if they go with standard lanes in a 2v2. And I just don't see that going very well. You can't leave the Varus alone against Corki Leona. You will get dove and you will just die. So I think we'll need to see a lane swap come out from Drury. They will need to execute it this time to get Varus and Poppy into this Ambessa and then get the Poppy out. So that way Varus is ahead of the Ambessa in terms of EXP and gold and can kind of hold his own, so Ambessa can't just 1v1 him. And then use those valuable opportunities, because you're not going to have it for a long time, to move around as a jungle support duo and make plays on this Xerath, who doesn't have an escape tool. Go invade this Vi to keep her very far behind. Or heck, you could even dive the Ambessa if you wanted in this 3v1. It's a strong dive too. There are options for Drury here, and they need to make the most of them.
So Yanni, back to my chess game analogy here. Thinking back to what happened in game number 1, if you're Drury, we saw minute 0, essentially both teams go to the opposing opposite side of the map. They both checked out red buff, both put down like 3 wards.
Yep.
Trying to suss everything out. And it ended up that Briarcliff read the lane swap correctly and sent their top laner down into the bot lane to match. Now, if you're Drury this game number 2, do you double down? Do you say double or nothing? Or,
You have to.
or do you send your top because Briarcliff thinks you're going to send your bot top and try to mind game it like that? What do you think, Yanni? This is what I think we're going to see as soon as we enter the match. I think both teams are currently trying to figure out this mind game first of where they're going to send their laners and how exactly they try to get information.
I think if you're Drury, you need to place a ward in your own jungle. So that way you can see Briarcliff coming in and go, okay, we know we have an approximate area of where the Briarcliff wards are. Let's stay in the mid lane with our bot lane and our top lane. And then once we suss out what they're doing by placing our own deep wards, then we can go from there. So if you're Drury, you want to send one person, probably your top laner, bottom to drop a ward in your own jungle, and then keep them in the mid lane while the rest of Drury goes and places their deep warding so they can see what Briarcliff is doing, and then have Varus, Poppy, and Tom Kench meet in the mid lane essentially. And then once you start seeing who's going, that's when you start heading in that particular direction. You know, you see the Ambessa going top, that's when you send Tom Kench bottom. You see the bot lane of Corky Leona heading top, that's when you send the Tom Kench up there.
Okay, so you try to gather as much information as possible before making a hard decision. No full sends in the Yanni playbook.
And you don't even need to know where the Vi is going to start, because the Vi will start the Vi is more likely to start on the weak side, right? So the side where your solo laner is. So if, you know, this Ambessa ends up being in the top lane or the bottom lane, the Vi is more likely to start on that side. Now, it's not necessarily guaranteed to happen, but it'll give you a good idea and you can play around that. That's really all Drury needs to do, is make sure they get this set up right to be able to take advantage, because they need to make plays in the early game. We need to see at least 1 or 2 KP on this Pantheon before they hit level 6.
That's the hope for sure, especially with the feats of strength, right? I feel like that as well plays into it a little bit. Naturally, Pantheon jungle gonna want to be super aggressive in the early game. In the new season, he gets a little bit of a bonus incentive. Hop on the railroad cart, and we'll try to take you to victory. Drury trying to come back in this series. They need the win to stay alive. Briarcliff, after dominating game number 1, they're going to look to do the same. Mike and Camer on some different champions here. Definitely a much different role for Camer, but he's on one of his pocket picks. The Zerath coming out. Hyper is cheering from far away. I know he's super excited to see this pick come out here in the new season. Should be a fun one to watch. We'll see if Briarcliff can pull off a 2-0 sweep to get their new season rolling. I know they're looking forward to potentially facing some of the other teams as well. Again, as we mentioned before, Yanni, a bunch of new faces in the MEC this season, right? Makes for a potential much closer race as we think about where the season is headed. The regular season will be leading into playoffs at the end of the day, and those teams hope to make the MEC playoffs a lot more interesting, I believe.
Yeah, you know, when you take a look at the MEC, there was really, there was a clear top 4 and bottom 4, and, you know, I want to give some credit to Ottawa, because Ottawa was that 4th team at that top 4. They were kind of your gatekeeper team. They finished 4-3, and all of their losses came to, guess what? The top 3 programs. Purdue Northwest, it was Ohio Northern, and it was Grandview. But you know, there have been some changes this year here in this season's MEC. So we'll see how things do, because you know, Ohio Northern is no longer in MEC League of Legends this season. So there's a power vacuum up there. You know, it was you know, that one of those 6-1 teams is no longer here, and I want to know who's going to be able to take the crown. And when it comes to teams like Drury and Briarcliff, I mean, Briarcliff are in danger of, or I'm sorry, Drury's in danger of starting their season 0-2, right? And if you start 0-2 against the team, and one of those teams is a team that you beat last season, and the other team is a brand new team on the block, where does that leave you in the pecking order? Is the question.
Yep, exactly. They're looking at the rest of the schedule, and there's I'm imagining an audible gulp of who's left on the schedule. Thinking about some of the other top dogs left to face in the regular season. Less than ideal when your first playoff match is someone like a PNW or an Ottawa or a GVU. Makes it real tough. Makes it real tough, Yanni. Taking a look just a quick sec at the compositions. I know we talked quite a bit about Cameron and Mike, and as well as Quick Slice on the Pantheon for the Drury Panthers. How do you feel about the top lane run? This is truly the salty run back, right, for the Tom Kench and Bessa. How much of an impact do you think the lane swap could have if that goes off in the right direction here for Drury?
This lane swap will only be beneficial for Drury. It will only be beneficial.
To Summoner's Rift. "30 seconds until minions spawn."
See a lot of pings going down here toward the bottom side, but the only wards we're seeing are the top side river and then on the blue buff of Briar Cliff. Briar Cliff warding their own jungle, anticipating what they're thinking that Drury was going to do.
Yeah, and kind of like you were talking about before, Yanni, I imagine at this point, like you were thinking, can we try to suss out where each lane is going? But look, Oxy was sitting in the mid lane as well. I think kind of both teams were anticipating, hey, we're going to play it slow. We're going to try to wait for the information. Nobody's going to be teleporting around or anything like that. And Drury does not get the lane swap. They're going to get the laners right in their home, right where they're used to going. And I think that sets up Briarcliff for success once again. Oxy wants this matchup against Silverwinds, and for the second game in a row, he's going to get it. Briarcliff again on match point here in this best of 3.
All right, so the plan's going to have to be you're going to have to shut down Oxy, right? And this is what Quick Slice is going to have to do. He started on the strong side of the map, clearing up where Mike on the other side is more predictably clearing top to bottom, because you expect that Oxy's going to be able to get the advantage. So Quick Slice on the top side of his first clear is going to have to do something to help out Silverwind. He's going to have to make sure, try to get around Oxy's potential ward if he's going to ward, or if he doesn't ward, he's going to have to take advantage of that. A couple of interesting things, most notably on these AD carries. Barrier a piece for both of them. Not sure if I would take Barrier as a Corki into a Tom Kench, a Pantheon, a Mel, a Varus, or a Poppy, but I am not the one on the Rift right
now. I guess I wonder, well, if he doesn't get CC chained into Oblivion,
if he
like
doesn't,
Hammer.
that's a nice play. Quick Slice already making an impact.
And that's exactly what you want to see out of the Pantheon early on. Kudos to Quick Slice, trying to start off game 2 on a little bit of a better foot, right? But I think we were talking a little bit about the Corki Barrier.
Yeah, it's just, probably should just be a cleanse. And, the issue with Quick Slice coming to that mid lane and burning the flash is that Oxy had to get that top lane wave in. And now that he has, Quick Slice was on the blue buff.
Here we go. Mike knows Quick Slice.
Nope, we're not doing anything.
I know. I get so excited every time, just in case it comes through.
Poppy's OP. but yeah, so Oxy was able to get that wave in, and then go and get some vision. He hit the Scryer's Bloom. He knew that Quick Slice was there. He puts a ward down on the top side. Guess what? You've lost your opportunity to do anything to this Ambessa.
And that ward, I think, is additionally going to keep Cammer safe. Mike looking for round 2 as Quick Slice does the same. Cammer doing a really solid job of positioning in the lane. While the engage comes through in the bot lane, getting low, the ignite does not burn through.
Oh, where's your barrier?
Cat, no barrier used. The shield was not picked up. Unbelievable, Yanni.
He's saving it for next game.
Wow, unfortunate. That was a huge chunk of health. I wonder, sort of like I was thinking, Yanni, I wonder if he didn't think that would kill.
I mean, you haven't been playing a lot of League of Legends this season if you didn't think that was going to kill, because these turrets do a ton of damage even before they're heated up. The first turret shot does more, and the heated turret shots do even more on top of that compared to prior years. I'm so surprised that takes Shizumoto by surprise. So, positive play there for Drury. They almost had a second one. Quick Slice almost got to Cammer while that play was going on, but wasn't able to. And now the teams are swapping once again. And, again, this should just benefit Briar.
Interesting to do that now that Dragon has come up. I wonder.
Oh, they're worried about Grubs, brother. I hate to tell you this, Mac. I hate to tell you this. Dragon doesn't matter that much anymore. The only reason why we saw an early Dragon taken last game by Briarcliff
because Mike could,
was because they knew that they could go take that Dragon and then transition up and go get Grubs. This time around, it's a little bit different because Drury's got the first kill. Nobody's really behind on the side of Drury, so Briarcliff is going to have to wisely use map movements like they're doing here. Look, they've got 4 people up top where Drury only has 2 right now.
And now Fat Cat's got to be really careful here. He uses the poppy block to, try to ward off any engage, but now he can't clear the ward, and this is going to be a wide open window for Briarcliff to go ahead, pick up the Void Grubs, no pressure at all. Yoda unable to really block off Cammer. Cammer's again just been doing such a solid job in the lane. Mike is totally happy just getting 2 Void Grubs. He says, hey, I will take that trade. We are all good. Ultimate coming out, though. Oh, wow. Flash burn. Silverwind's got to be careful in the future. A little bit of an opportunity there. Oxy has his flash. He can look to be aggressive for the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, he's got an opportunity here. He's going to make a play. He's
going
to go do it. He's going to get some help from Cammer downtown.
Kobe! Wow, what a play there, Cammer from mid lane. He doesn't. This is even better roaming than Diana, Yanni. What on earth? He doesn't even need
so much
to
easier.
leave the lane.
It's so much easier, and now look, you get assist gold on this Ambessa. It's a pretty free kill for Cammer. This is just really, really difficult for Drury to deal with. Ambessa's a champion that you want to put resources on. Drury hasn't been able to do anything to try to set this Ambessa behind. And, we saw in the last game, Ambessa got their pound of flesh anyway. Yeah, there were other issues going on around the map, but this is something that you're really going to notice here in Game 2.
Cat looking for the play. Camera does not have a lot of mana. And there we go. The Drury Panthers captain making some plays, roaming around the map, trying to get maybe one of the feats of strength going here. Zenith Blade gets reversed. Yoda, that's not the Uno card he thought was going to be on the pile. That was a crazy interaction. Quick Slice using the ultimate to go into the mid lane. Raymond, a huge amount of CC. No kills coming through at the moment, but Oxy's got the plays. Mike's got his ultimate. Nobody's getting sent to jail just yet. Here comes Yuno to try to hold down the fort here with some wave clear, but Yuno's not level 6 either.
It was a really nice play from Fat Cat in the mid lane because Camera's flash was just about to come up. So at the very last moment that you're able to take advantage of that, they do so. That's really good timing by Fat Cat. and able to get a kill over to Yoda. So this would be really, really nice. You know, we want to see Yoda make a little bit more of an impact in this game, right? Obviously, you saw the interaction just then. Has to be really careful about doing that to Leona because if you do, it's bad. It's going to be a really, really rough time, and you're gonna die a lot.
Fat Cat, he's trying to get a little cheeky here in the early game. They're 1 kill away from the feat of strength, and now both solo laners have been put in the side lanes. This is not a recipe for success. He's got a double root, and that's going to be enough. What a play there.
Mike, just use your ultimate. If he blocks it, he goes to you.
Oh my gosh. He didn't want to do it. It was like the Zenith Blade, right, essentially?
I think so. I think that's how that works.
Crazy.
I haven't seen it happen yet. I was really hoping to, because that's what I expect to happen.
Yeah.
Just do it. Just hit your buttons.
Mel opens just a whole new can of worms in terms of champion interactions with that ability. It'll be very interesting. I think I saw chat point out earlier on that a lot of the Xerath abilities are not actually doesn't actually get blocked by Mel since it's not really a skill shot.
Okay.
Prod in the chat. Prod my
That's
goat.
so weird. Why wouldn't that happen?
No damage. Crazy. The more you know. These guys are
That's
on top
so
of it.
Weird. so Vi's ultimate, you know, if you block it with Mel, you don't go to them, but if you block Zenith Blade, you do. This is the most inconsistent ability in the game.
Oh, good. Well, we'll see if some of that inconsistency can help out the Panthers. Closer early game this time around. Mike and Cameron, not a huge snowballing advantage, but Fat Cat is spotted here in the brush. I think the Poppy is A-okay, though. He's got a lot of move speed, dancing around, just looking for the engage. The second round of Void Grubs has spawned on the map. And look at Raymond's position. Look at Mike. They're ready to go. It is so hard to walk into the fog of war here. Ward clear. Fail there, Raymond. But look at the engage coming through. Oh, quick slice is going to get caught out here. Yanni, it's getting real close. The huge Ambessa not coming. Oh my goodness. So much going on here. Cameron dominating. It's a triple kill for the Xerath. My goodness, Yanni. What a play from the Briar mid lane. And I believe it was Briarcliff getting to 3 kills first. I would have to check the replay on that one, but mamma mia, Yanni. I don't know if it's going to matter a whole lot who got the feat of strength there. Briarcliff going to be able to take the Void Grubs here in full, and they've just been playing so well around these objectives.
Uh-oh, play's not over.
Just when I think I've caught a moment, a more fight, classic MEC chaos. Oxy goes down in the mid lane off of the play. Quick Slice trying to escape. Fat Cat? Did he just E to interrupt the Vi Q there? I don't think Quick Slice got hit out of that. Fat Cat dies on the hill for his teammates. When you need a hero, Fat Cat is there for you. But look at the domination here. Briarcliff, they're going to be getting the first hurt of the game, it looks like, as well as these neutral objectives. Cameron's Xerath is on point. They might be turning it around, though, on Mike, who barely survives. Quick Slice as well. There goes the turret. Raymond goes down. Cameron's looking for more. An arrow does not pierce true. My goodness. In the mid lane.
What a sequence there, Mac. A couple of things happen. So Briarcliff, obviously they win that topside fight. Cameron gets so many kills. They get a lot of grubs too. You've got 5 grubs. That's going to be really beneficial for your Ambessa. And then in the mid lane, you're able to really get Quick Slice and Fat Cat low, so you're able to convert that into another plate. But then the fight from there, I mean, Mike goes in really, really deep and has to get bailed out by his Leona because he's about to die, and Leona will give his life for it. So it's just, you know, kill over to Drury. And right now the gold is even. It's just a matter of, can Briarcliff leverage these grubs to, you know, like later on in the game, because you're not going to be able to get any more plates as they're down in 5 seconds.
Dragon has spawned though, Yanni, and it looks like Briarcliff, they're playing what I like to call the completionist strategy of just taking everything on the map. But here's the pick onto Camera. Fat Cat with the stun. A huge pick from the Drury bot lane. Locks up the immobile mage. Quick Slice gets another stun. And the Drury Panthers are showing signs of life here in the MEC Week 1. They are desperate to not start the season 0-2, and what a play there. The pick composition that you talked about during the draft, Yanni, it comes to fruition here when the Panthers needed it most.
Perfectly done by Drury. I like that they're being very assertive this game compared to the last game, because they were, they were behind early, couldn't really get anything going. This time around, they were on more even footing. Now they're quite a bit ahead, and they said, hey, you know what? Let's hit the go button. Let's make these plays happen. They don't really have a way to stop us, and I mean, that's just the disrespect that's going to come through when you don't go for the Merc Treads. Right now, obviously, Merc Treads on Xerath is something that would be difficult to swallow, and you should probably be as far away as possible and shouldn't need them, but Camera got caught out in a really rough position there, didn't have his flash available, and if you get caught with one bit of CC, you're gonna get caught by all of them against this Drury team.
Meanwhile, in the bot lane, a potential pick, Silver wins. He's just trying to farm. He's just a chill guy, Yanni. This is what you want. This is what you want out of a player coming through in a scenario like this.
0-1, yeah, did die, ended up going down to Camera because of his ultimate, but that could have happened to anybody. Keeping parity in CS, but things are okay.
Not doing too shabby. Rift Herald is going to be spawning up on the top side of the map, and Drury just might have numbers for it. It looks like Raymond is going to be roaming up. Is caught in the mid lane. Here comes the Xerath ultimate.
Bang!
The barrier shield is not enough. The mid jungle duo, Mike and Camera. What can't they do, Yanni? A double kill right before the objective, and it looks like that turret goes down. Red team gets the first one. Briarcliff, they have shown their feats in combat. I think they've gotten one, but not the other. Here we go. Yoda on a rampage, having a much better game too here on the Mel, popping off.
Hey, listen, that's for all the people out there who thought their parent was acting stupid and you wanted to hit them so hard that they go down. But, yeah, that's bad.
Mike and Camera, the dynamic duo of the Briarcliff Chargers, keep on rolling. Unbelievable, Yanni. 5-2-3. Camera, Xerath popping off, and Mike's Vi 3-0-3.
Yeah, that is a really nice play there from Briarcliff. Great transition from Mike to be able to get up there, even up the kills. And now this is the point where Briarcliff is very, very far ahead. You got so much value out of that particular play. Mel gets shut down, and Briarcliff, they have opportunities. They have, not as good of a pick comp, but they're a little bit stronger right now, especially on their Xerath and on their Vi. So if they leverage those two, they can make an insurmountable lead soon.
We'll see. Yuno's got to be real careful here. This is where the battle of vision control becomes really important with these pick compositions going head-to-head. Silverwind's going to try to stack up some of that hard steel, deal some damage to Oxy, but Oxy's...
I don't think Oxy wins this.
He's going to take a trip under the
There's
turret.
no minions left! The turret!
Silverwind, the solo kill, he's flashing for it!
Yes!
In my belly! Silverwind gets a kill solo on Oxy. And now Rift Herald might be next on the menu after
Kingslayer
the
Silverwind! Silverwind has peaked. Silver 5. Oxy was master at the end of 2023. That's my GOAT, Silverwind!
Now the fight for the objective begins. Oxy respawns in 5 seconds, but I think Briarcliff is just going to have to give this objective up as Quick Slice secures it. Here comes the engage, but look at that. Mike went too hard. That wasn't in the script. That wasn't the play call. An error from Briarcliff as Drury capitalizes.
Drury's in a bit of a position here where they're well aware of how their composition works. Now with the Rift Herald in the back pocket, quick
No
slice.
way.
What?
Oh,
no!
Wow!
Oh no!
How many times do I have to teach you this lesson? Do not tower dive Cammer. My goodness, the stun on the Poppy, absolutely immaculate.
The issue is Fat Cat just went with nobody else. Everybody went to go grab the wave to go take this turret. If Quick Slice is with him there, it's a different story. Maybe they're able to make that play, but you can't make that one on your own. Turret does go down on the top side. Rift Herald now going to get used here up on the top side, so this Drury squad is looking for more of a Briarcliff, wants to try to defend.
Hammer does have ultimate available. Do they try to take Rift Herald around? Nope, doesn't look like it. They're just going to take the inner turret gold. Drury trying to keep this one close. Another voracious Attackon in the bot lane this time around is going to be spawning here at the 20-minute mark. Much closer game this time around, Yanni. I don't think this one's going to be ending in the next 4 minutes.
Yeah, I really respect Drury for what they're doing, executing on their composition fairly well this game. In the last game, where they rolled their ankle out of the gate essentially, right? Early on in the game, things went poorly. They were limping along the rest of the way, but this time around, the script is a little bit different. They are in a position where they can potentially win the game. What do they need to do? Well, they need to set up around objectives, right? This Baron's going to be up in 4 minutes. Dragon's going to be up in 4 minutes. So maybe set up around Otacon and catch somebody on Briarcliff out like you did to Camera last time. There are 4 members on Briarcliff without Flash right now. So if you're going to catch one person, they're going to get caught by everything.
And Yanni, I think one of the focus points for Briarcliff, talking about week 1 fundamentals, how can we set up our team for success? How well can you set up for objectives, right? Especially this is an even more important test given the Drury Panthers composition. They're going to look for the pick on the top side of the map, the Unstoppable onto Yoda. They're going to try to CC up the Mbessa, but he's just dancing around.
Oh.
Yoda's so low, he does go down, but now look at the bottom side of the map. Mike finds the pick onto Silverwind's going down as well. It's a 2-for-1 bargain sale as Briarcliff get the better end of the deal, and they're going to be pushing into the mid lane.
Just need to be aware of where the enemy team is. If you're Drury, you invest so many resources to go and get a pick, and you get it, but then you see what happens on the other side of the map, and you lose an inner turret for it. That is a potential back-breaking play for a team that has fought really, really hard to keep this game close.
Adakan still available on the bottom side of the map. Briarcliff did not get that objective, but the tower gold certainly goes a long way. Xerath at 2 items, pretty close to getting that third. I think some of the slightly upgraded boots are coming in. Eventually the tier 3 boots will be coming in for Briarcliff. Cammer? Wonder if he knows. Mike is here. Raymond's coming around for the flank. Will the hunter become the hunted? Fat Cat's all alone here. That's not the play, my guy. Raymond says thank you very much. We'll be collecting on the boulevard here. And yeah, this is going to be Briarcliff dominating the objective. Fat Cat, an integral part of the pick plan. And Oxy's able to just set up the split push. It is going to be 4v4, but Oxy's picking up gold while Briarcliff are looking for the objective.
What even happened there? I mean, Fat Cat just went in way too soon. The thing is, Fat Cat has respawned and Briarcliff hasn't actually done anything around this objective yet. They are, as you said, allowing time for Oxy to get the split push in, so he's already taken a turret on his own. Somebody on Drury is going to need to answer him, but once they do so, it'll be a 4v4 once again. So we'll see what the move is here. Drury, they still have that insane pick potential. They're going to send the Mel there, and they're going to have teleport too to have to join if a fight occurs, but Quick Slice is already headed to the mid lane.
And the slow game is a successful one. They've gotten a lot of vision control. They might even look to turn things around. Dragon is spawning up here shortly. I wonder for if it would have been worth trying to hit the arrow onto Attack and maybe aggro it. I'm not 100% sure if it works like that, but maybe get some additional damage going. Mike looking for, that control ward, just going to get so much value. Oxy with his teleport staying in top lane. This is a tough situation for the Panthers to handle. You've got your split pushing, Oxy top lane carry doing a whole lot of damage. I don't know if Yoda wins the 1v1 against it, against the Ambessa, but she's at least got the wave clear to try to quickly move on and reset the map here. Baron and Dragon going to be spawning at right around the same second here, Yanni. Briarcliff, they've extended their gold lead successfully by finding more and more turrets. And critically, Cammer gets the Rabadon's death cap completed before this next fight.
Yeah, he's on 3 items right now, and they are going to do a ton of damage. Mac, I think we're going to get the rare 3 epic objectives on the map at one time.
Uh-oh, and you blink, you might have missed it. Cammer's on a rampage. There goes the ADC. Yoda had to burn Flash. Disaster strikes in the home jungle as the Panthers lose their ADC.
And they're going to lose a lot more than that. They're going to lose the Dragon. They might even potentially lose another objective after that. Just look at what Cammer is doing from so far away right now.
He's putting in work from the parking lot. Briarcliff go on to Soul Point. Mike just might take Attack here. He's got the rest of the team to back him up. I'm not sure. Quick Slice, do you have a miracle steal in your back pocket? Can you pull it off here? We'll have to see if the Pantheon can come through. Teleports coming in. Grand Skyfall coming on down. Mike's at half health. They've taken a lot of damage on the objective. Buckle up. Here we go. Raymond doesn't get the stun. Objective gets lower. Mike looking for the secure. The Poppy ultimate helps Drury get the objective. The perfect execution as Briarcliff get caught. Cammer no mana. Mike on half health. It's a disastrous recipe as the Panthers capitalize and they get a huge objective.
Now, what are the Panthers going to do off of that? We see them heading to the top side of the map. Pings going down on this well-worded Baron. Teleport coming through for Camera to get him into the mid lane. But Mac, they are going to start this up on Vision.
My lord. Is on 50% HP. Quick Slice, same.
They're missing
a
so
lot
much.
Of ultimates are down here. Hammer, imagine the range on the Xerath. He's back at full mana. He's got full HP. There goes Quick Slice. I mean, you can't do it. You can't do it, Yanni. He's firing in blind. He's trying to find Quick Slice. He's so low.
He's down.
He's going to resurrect. He's going to get sent back to base. Baron still. Look at Oxy into the back line. There we go. Briarcliff capitalizing on the Drury Panther mistake now. Baron is taken. Mike secures the objective. What on earth did I just witness? The Drury Panthers, like Icarus, have flown too close to the sun.
And they lose so much for it. The 1,500 gold for Baron, and then an extra 200 gold for everybody that died on the side of Drury, and you don't even get the objective. Quick Slice just did not have the HP, and they didn't have the damage to be able to get this Baron down low enough. So by the time that camera showed up, it was lights out. It was going to be so difficult, and now Briarcliff is going to be able to siege, and while they don't have a lot of range to hit the turrets, you've got a Xerath in your back pocket. Drury is going to have a hard time holding any of these turrets.
And you've got a nice camera protection force, right? You've got Mike, who's building up quite a bruiser build. He's got a lot of HP. Leona there with the locket. He's there to protect. The upgraded boots are coming in. Tier 3 time, baby. And Briarcliff extend their gold lead to 5,000. Drury Panthers showed signs of life here in this game, but unfortunately they've got a much more uphill battle to go through. 13,000 gold on the camera carry is Xerath. Talking about a birthday performance or a birthday eve performance here. Cameron wants to celebrate tomorrow.
Yeah, he is had a really, really nice game so far. Oh no. Yoda.
Not again! The bait! Yoda! Fat Cat's just gonna have to send him packing, but again, that's the second time that's happened. Yoda, fool you once, shame on them. Fool him twice.
Uh-oh.
Oh gosh, a huge chain of corruption comes out, Yanni. You know, trying to fight back here. A decent pick there onto Mike, but the turret does still go down, and Briarcliff continued to build on this gold lead.
Yeah, but that does stop the push. Briarcliff, they're going to have to use up a lot of their Baron just getting back out on the map. They're going to be without Mike for 30 seconds now. The issue is this dragon. It's coming up in 50 seconds, so Mike will certainly be there in plenty of time. And Drury, they're missing some of these tools, most notably that Varus ultimate. So you're going to need to get into position to pick somebody off again with this map pressure that they have, because you know Briarcliff is coming after that dragon.
Yeah. While they might not have the Poppy ultimate with the build that has gone, Chain of Corruption's already back up. So they do have that as a pick tool available. Yuno's going to continue to try to hammer home the poke with Baron buff. Oh, it just went away. Really decent timing here for Drury. That was going to be a brutal split push, but the threat of Oxy in the top lane, and with the way these waves are positioned, they have to back off. They have to reset. And look at that. Hammer getting set up beautifully. The rest of Briarcliff, they've started the dragon, and here we go, Yanni. Quick slice at 33% HP. Hammer just destroying everybody. Here comes the ultimate. This is more like a zoning ultimate, but he hits so many onto the damage coming through, and it's a slaughter by the dragon. Briarcliff has found their prey. Oxy pops off. Oh, there he goes, getting down. Silverwind gets the moral kill, but it's going to be Briarcliff dominating. Another kill. The ace comes through for the Chargers as they are charging towards victory. Maybe looking to pick up the Dragon Soul next, Yanni.
Yeah, Fat Cat is just so disconnected from the rest of the team at times. I mean, I know he had that really nice Poppy ultimate at the Otacon, but once again, this is very similar to a play that was made in top lane where Camera was able to get away. Fat Cat's the only one who's going after this Xerath. And Quick Slice, he's got his ultimate available. You can use that to target where the Xerath is at. Instead, Fat Cat has to just walk up, and if you walk up into a Xerath that has that many kills, you're just going to die. He's going to hit you with a stun. Poppy doesn't exactly have a way to dodge, and you're just going to get instantly blown up, and that's exactly what happened. And from that moment on, Camera was allowed to do whatever the heck he wanted in that fight. And Briarcliff, I'm sure they'll secure the soul in a second. Maybe they're just waiting for Drury to respawn, and they say, hey, let's go spend our gold. Let's get a better fight this time, and that way we can just win the game outright.
Rinse and repeat. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Once again, there's might just die here.
He's dead!
I think he's... Oh, one more? He's gonna... There's Mike coming through. It was a late attempt from Quick Slice to try to get on, but, you try to dive onto camera, you don't have a lot of support to make it work. Mike getting low here. Yoda does get a kill, but is it going to be enough? I just don't think so. Raymond keeps the fight going with the Zenith Blade extending. Camera, 25 Magi stacks, 4 items complete. Boy, oh boy, what a series he is having. Absolute domination on Summoner's Rift from the Briarcliff mid laner.
He hit 1 Q onto and did half his health. He hit 1 charge of his Right of the Arcane ultimate. It took him to like 5 HP. That is how strong Camera is right now. He's full build, as you said, full stack ego book in the back pocket. This is going to be Soul going over to Briarcliff as well. Baron is now on the menu too. I just don't see a way that Drury is going to be able to stop Briarcliff at this point.
8,000 gold in the lead. Briarcliff It was a slower game, but the result inevitable. On Cameron's birthday, he is all-powerful, Yanni. He cannot be stopped. And on one of his favorite champions, he's having himself one of, we'll say it's game 1 of the new season, or game 2 really, but it's the best. It's the best game of the season anyone's had.
No, I mean, listen. Cameron went 9-0-5 in the last game, so he's 1 kill away from getting 20 kills in the first series of the season for his team.
Raymond's just sending it at this
point. Oh no!
Look at the combo.
Oh my goodness!
The right of the arcane plus the assault and battery leads into a clean fight for Briar Cliff. Once again, it's looking like they do not need Baron buff to finish this one off. Here comes a mega charge Zareth. No ultimate needed. It's a triple for Cameron to finish off game number 2. Bring out the brooms. It's a clean sweep and a clean ace for Briar Cliff as they finish off this series in dominating fashion. That is going to do it. Briar Cliff take down the Panthers.
And they did it in pretty dominating fashion, I'll say, Mac Dewey. Really, really good stuff out of them because, I mean, obviously that second game was a little bit closer, but, I mean, that first game was a stomp. And then as Briarcliff, played around the Drury composition properly as the game progressed, it got really, really easy for them, and really big ups to Cameron. 13-2-12. There's not too much you can say other than utter domination in the mid lane in this series.
What a series. Super hype to be back for the MEC 2025 season. We've got a lot more action just like that to come. But that's going to do it for our first series. Starting off week number 1 with a heater. I believe we will be back on Wednesday. And before we close out the stream, Yanni, we do have a guest appearance, a player interview coming up in just a quick second. Don't click out of that browser. We'll be hopping into a quick break, but when we return, a player interview from the BCU squad is coming up in just a moment. You won't want to miss it. We'll be back in just a bit.
On you.
I am Raymond Businger from Briarcliff University, and I play support.
Awesome. Nice to meet you for League of Legends.
Thank you.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
No problem. You're just a supportive guy in general, so I just wanted to clarify it for everybody else.
Yeah, support in and out of game.
Yeah, of course. So first question, if you could instantly master any skill, whether it's in-game or completely unrelated out of game, what would you pick up right now?
Oh, right now? Blast double. That's a terrible answer.
Whoa, that is an awful answer. That is like bottom 3.
Blast double, bro? What, you just...
And I can only imagine how far it would take you in life.
How about juggling? I know how to juggle, but mastering it, like able to do like 4, 5, 6 balls,
okay, all right, yeah.
I can juggle.
Baseline juggle is like pretty lame,
but being able to do like flaming swords and 5 of them.
Yeah, I mean you're a carny for life.
I don't know, carny for life. You could do it like on weekends. I don't want to be a carny for life.
You could do like halftime basketball games.
There you go.
In the NBA.
So I'll be an accountant in real life, and then halftime on basketball games, just flaming swords.
Dude, that's sweet. And you're balancing objects and budgets.
Exactly.
It writes itself. All right, on you.
Hi.
On you.
I'm Matt Carter.
All right, on you.
Okay. My name is Luke.
Awesome.
I go by
nice to
Judah
meet you, Matt.
in-game.
The first question I have,
play AD
if you could instantly master
Hey,
any
I'm
skill
Seth Fat
in
Cat
or out.
Scoggins, and I'm the support for Drury University.
Awesome. Nice to meet you.
you.
First question is, if you could instantly master any skill in or out of game right now, what would it be?
I would master, this is kind of like a cheesy answer, but I would do budgeting. I think if I could manage my money in the smartest way, I'd be unstoppable.
Do you think if there's a couple loopholes where you have perfect evaluation of value for everything?
Yes. Yeah.
Associated
It's
with
like a
your
cheat
budget.
code.
Yeah. So you'll know exactly how much you're spending in the next few years because it's just perfect understanding.
Yeah, like people have those like checkbooks where they like log everything they buy.
Yeah.
Like they're just in my brain, like going.
Nice. Human computer. Second question then. Of your teammates, who do you think is the luckiest on your team?
Ooh, good question. The luckiest on my team, probably my top laner, because we kind of give him a lot of free roam.
Whoa, that's the first lucky top laner I've met all day.
Okay, he's our leader in game, I'd say. So we kind of give him what he needs, and like if he needs a gank, he gets a gank. If he needs support roam top, support roam's top.
We love a strong top king.
Yeah, he's a strong side goat.
Nice. All right, anybody who's particularly unlucky on the team? Who just can't catch a break sometimes?
Our jungler, for sure.
That sounds
Bale
about right.
Flowman, yeah, he doesn't really get to play what he wants, and we kind of boss him around and tell him what he's going to do, more so than what he gets to do.
Well, I mean, if top lane asks for a gank, he's getting a gank. Yeah.
Hey, and he's getting camped. You know what I mean? So
yeah, that's so funny. Well, good luck in your games today. I appreciate it. Have a good one. Yeah,
have a good one.
Free esports.
Awesome. Nice to meet you, Luke. Yeah. The first question I have. In or out of game, if you could instantly pick up a skill and master it, what would it be?
Oh goodness.
Yeah. Doesn't have to be relevant or related, but it can.
I've really been wanting to learn the guitar.
Okay, all right.
I know that's like really
no,
random, but
that's
like,
cool.
I was gonna buy a guitar when I got home.
Yeah.
And try to learn it. No clue how easy that's going to be, obviously, but
dude, for sure. Is there like the first like venue or like song or like what are you doing with this perfect mastery now?
Dude, I have zero clue at all. I just thought it would be really cool to know how to play the guitar.
Yeah, no, I feel it. Yeah, you get to shred on command. Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely. I feel it. So, second question. Of your teammates, who do you consider to be the luckiest teammate?
Luckiest?
Yeah, who just
my support, because he has to play with me. Or gets to play with me. It's a privilege.
True. What a lucky guy.
Gets carried. It's okay.
Yeah. Like, who's the unluckiest then?
Well, I don't know. Probably my jungler.
Why?
He just gets everything taken from him every game.
Dude, I just need 80 gold. Let me have like all of your camps.
Like, hey, I'm taking your entire bot side. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm spiking. I'm peeking right now. Next fight. Don't worry, it's good.
Exactly.
He's just sitting there starving. All right, well, good luck in your games today. I appreciate it. Yeah, have a good one.
Thank you.
On you.
All right. My name is Gabriel Chavez Silva. I play top lane for Drury University.
Awesome. Nice to meet you. The first question is, if you were to master instantly any skill in or out of game, what would it be?
In or out of game?
Yeah. Could be anything.
Oh, that's a hard question. I would say, honestly, above all else, it would be just straight up, like, dedication.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Because I think, like, everything else, you know, all the other skills and all that sort of stuff, you can build those over time.
Yep.
You know, but, like, having the motivation to play consistently and to play in situations where maybe you're not feeling the best or, you know, not feeling the most consistent or whatever. You know, that's
Mentality
where it gets,
diff.
Yeah, that's where it gets hard. That's where it gets hard.
All right. That's super insightful. That's true. The second question, then, of your teammates, who do you consider to be just the luckiest teammate?
The luckiest?
Who just gets away with stuff and you're like, nah, that's not fair. That's not right.
Definitely, but Matt, for sure.
Yeah, why?
Matt,
what is he doing?
Because he is just, like, okay, so this season he's off-roll, right? Because we picked up an ADC, so our ADC, Luke went ADC, and so Matt went mid. but because he's off-roll, he basically just gets to play whatever he wants.
Yep.
So, like, he used to be a big smolder player, and now he's pushing for Kale all the time.
Nice.
And I'm like, bro.
Nice. He's just pulling out stuff that shouldn't work, but because it's like,
No, and our coach is just like, I guess it's fine, because, like, you know, it's hard to make him play actual champions.
Yeah.
Oh, back in the day, he tried to spam, like, Tristana and Corky all the time. It was like, bro, please play a real champ, please.
Nope. And then he still pops off just because he's lucky.
Because he's still mad.
Just luck.
Yeah.
No skill.
Yep.
Is there anybody who's unlucky on your team?
Oh, definitely Seth. Oh my God, my
Why?
poor support.
Wait, what happened? My poor support.
Because he's like he's team captain, so he has to deal with all the antics.
There's some people who consider their teammates very lucky to have them. You're like, they are so unlucky to have us.
No,
yeah.
Poor Seth, he is so unlucky.
All right, well, good luck in your games today. I appreciate it. Have a good one, all right?
Yeah, you too. Thank you for having me.
Hello, everyone. Thank you guys so much for joining us for the post-game interview after the clean sweep. I'm not seeing any brooms out, but I know the Briar Clip squad is pretty happy about a 2-0 start to the season. Cameron, thank you so much for joining us. How's it feel, man? Back in it, the MEC. Season 1 starting off pretty good.
Yeah, it feels great, honestly. Feels good to just kind of smash the first 2 games, no problem.
Okay, I'm so intrigued. I'm seeing the shirt a little bit. This seems like some...
Oh, this?
Can you show it off a little bit?
Oh, you're talking about... You got pictures on it of me, this Hammer the Gammer. Yeah. It's pretty great.
Is that the...
It's a cool looking shirt. It is a cool looking shirt.
That's so sick.
That's absolutely hilarious.
It's fantastic. I knew it would come in handy today.
And listen, you definitely earned it with the series that you put on today. So, Diana and Zareth. All right, so I gotta ask, because not typically 2 champions that you see at this current in the current meta, right? And from what your team is trying to do, everybody else is playing some meta champions. So what's going on with you here? Have you determined that these are just really good champions to play? Is it just, hey, personal preference, you think you can run over your lane opponent? Or are you actually a meta slave and you think these guys should be in the meta?
Nah, these champs kind of suck at times, okay? I will be honest. It just so happens that in these angles where I'm like, oh, wow.
Diana was really good there.
They don't have too much CC, and they're like really mobile, but not too mobile, so I can just kind of keep up with them. And it's like, oh, my team's just kind of a death ball, and Diana's great. Second game, if I have like basically no threats unless I miss position, which I did. I just play Xerath, and I just kind of kill people from 2 screens away, and then they're like really confused.
Just like we were.
I mean, I wasn't too confused. I saw the items you had. I'm like, damn, this guy does a lot of damage. That poor Yuno getting hit by one Arcano Pulse, and then 1 charge of your ultimate went down to like 50 HP. It's like, all right, well, you know when the Xerath is doing that, it's pretty doomed on the other end. So I want to ask a couple of questions about, what the team's expectations are for this year, right? Because, last year finished the season 2-5, finished in the 5th and 6th place slot. But there's a bit of a shakeup, right? There's a bit of a power vacuum with Ohio Northern no longer in the MEC. Obviously, Drury finished 1 win above you guys. You took the win against them here today. So what's the expectation heading into this season? Do you guys think that you can contend for those top 4 slots and be a top team in the MEC?
Oh, absolutely. We're coming straight for the top, right? Like, that's the goal this season. We've got an ADC that can actually play the game. He's got hands. So we've got the left leg of Exodia, maybe. It's like half of an Exodia leg. If it was like a master ADC.
Does that still win you the game if you have all 5 pieces, but you only have half the leg?
Wins you half the time, maybe.
Don't
worry about it.
It's just like everything in life, it's just a 50-50.
Yeah, it's just a 50-50. But, I mean, we're the expectation is that we're going to beat everybody, honestly.
Nice. I talked to Raymond a little bit before, and Raymond was like, "Hey, these guys, they do want to win. They do want to see that victory at the screen." I was curious a little bit. I talked to Raymond about the coach coming in. Jack, we love Jack, but Jack's taking a little bit of a step back for the League of Legends team. You've got the new coach coming in. So talk to me. I know game one, wanting to get a little bit of the fundamentals locked in and ready to go to start the new season. Do you think coach is going to be happy watching the VOD after this series?
Honestly, I think the first game was played pretty well, like pretty cleanly. We kind of choked them out. We got a little silly second game, namely dying to a Iron player 1v1 is not something you want to do too often. I don't know if anybody. Oh, he's gone. These are some things we might have to look at, but overall, I think we played pretty fundamentally well, and that was our goal. Was just kind of to beat these guys and then put them in the dirt and then 6 feet under again. So
just in case. Just in case the first one wasn't.
It's the double tap, It's like zombie land. You do the double tap. So playing against a team like Drury, it gives you a little bit of time to kind of gel as a team a little bit more because you guys have been playing together for quite some time. But always nice, getting extra reps in, right? Because things have really well. And I saw that you and your top side specifically got some extra reps last year. You guys played an ACL. So what did you take from that ACL experience?
I think we just got a lot more comfortable playing in these competitive environments. It wasn't it didn't change us too much. It got us to find each other's champ pools and where we want to play with each other. But it didn't make us totally amazing. It was kind of over the break that we kind of got a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. One other question I have for you, speaking to you personally now, I did see that you competed in the OQs last summer. Do you plan on competing in the first OQ of the year here in 2025, where there are 3 spots on the line to potentially get into the NACL? You going to be there?
I don't have a plan yet, but I would love to,
Listen, it's uncapped. There's no rank cap now, so you can just grab anybody. You can grab 4 friends from back home that maybe still play League of Legends. I might even play in that. I have no idea. I'm not going to win, but I might play in it.
We might have plans to play with 4 of us and find another ADC online, maybe. We could do that, but
you could do a lot. You could just take your own team.
I don't have a plan right now.
All right. Well, I wish you the best of luck, and I really hope that you do end up getting in there. I always love seeing players compete at the tier 3 and above level. We want to get them there. It's always nice to see that sort of talent shine through.
Well, Cameron, before we let you go, do you have any maybe early birthday shout-outs or any just general shout-outs you want to give out before we let you go?
Birthday shout-outs? Happy birthday to me. Yeah. Looking out for that guy, number 1. All right. Also, I guess thanks to everybody in the chat. Lexi,
got a lot of fans.
Resident in the chat. Just typing it up a storm. We'll not hold anything back. I think there's more public information about me online than even I know from Lexi. So, yeah, appreciate that.
Well, we appreciate you, Cameron. We hope you have an amazing birthday tomorrow, as well as I think we'll see Briar on stream later this week if we're lucky for the Wednesday match. Fingers crossed for that, but until then, man, have a good one. We really appreciate you coming on, answering our questions, and getting another. I always love taking a sneak peek at the BCU gaming lab that you guys have. It's a really awesome space. So hope you enjoy it, man, and hope you have a good rest of your day.
Thank you.
Alrighty, that is going to conclude the start of the MEC spring coverage. Thank you all so much for coming in and joining us as we continue to cover collegiate excellence in esports. It's really fun seeing these players. Not only do they handle a school workload, they come in here, they pop off on the riff, they have a good time. And your support, and that's why I always love coming back to the MEC, is supporting these students as they continue trying to work that. Again, I had a fun chat with Raymond. He was telling me he was in 18 school hours or 18 course hours this semester, and is still finding the time to have a solid Leona game, 2 of them to pop off and have a clean sweep. So just wanted to say that kind of appreciation for everyone. Thank you, Yanni. Thank you, production behind the scenes, making us look oh so good for the audience here tonight. Have a good night, everyone. We've got more unified, more collegiate action the rest of the week. We have more CLOL. I'll catch you guys on Wednesday for our next stream. Come back tomorrow for more collegiate esports action. Until then, stay safe and have a good night.
See ya.
Final few seconds is this game, set, match, the shot, the denial, it goes all the way, get overtime!
Yeah, you played Balsamar, so Honor went out.
Oh, well, yeah, I had to.
Sage? No way!
We do love all the players, even the ones we shit talk. We love you all. We love you all.
Inside the fight, right in there, in deep, Rain Boss has arrived. They're taking up all the damage. You can flew your...
We're winning the whole thing this year. Mark my word. EVU, Ohio, Panthers, Northwest, hey, every single one of you, get ready. Get locked in.
Why? Those don't go in.
It goes off the sidebar.
So tiring and stressful, but no, I had so much fun. We met a lot of really great teams. And then bond as a team.
तेरी याद में निहा तेरी यादों का तेरी याद में निहा तेरी यादों का तेरी याद में निहा तेरी यादों का तेरी याद में निहा